Hey guys, David here, and in this short video I'm going to answer a lot of questions that I get as far as what are income producing activities, what are not income producing activities, and how much time you should spend on each. And then I want to go in and give you guys a list of things that you can actually put into different categories. So even if this list, which is not all inclusive, even if you find yourself doing something that's not on this list, you're going to be able to, after you view this video to the end, you're going to be able to say, is this an income producing activity or not an income producing activity? And I want to lay all this out very clear and very concise for you guys so that you guys can grow, right? I want to help you guys because the people who are watching these videos are the people who actually want to make money. If you're watching my videos or you're a fan of my channel, you guys aren't the guys who are jumping from business to business to business and just looking for, someone else to build your business for you. You guys actually want to get the things, the information that's going to give you the results, and I'd like to help you with that today. So the first thing that you need to understand is we're going to talk about the non money-making activities. So the most time that you want to spend on these non-money-making activities are 10% or less. You want to spend 10% of your time or less doing non-money-making activities and 90% or better doing money-making activities. What you're going to notice is when we go through these non-money-making activities is when I make videos or I talk to you guys about subjects, it's usually not about these things. And the reason is these things don't make money, right? So let's dive in. The first thing, and this list may be a little counterintuitive to you guys, but just bear with me. The first thing is watching webinars or learning, right, from webinars. If you're on someone else's webinar, the goal of that webinar, the person putting that webinar in, is to sell you something, right? I've done webinars, and I'm sure there are webinars out there where they're not selling, but they're usually shorter, right? When I have training session or training webinars, they're like 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe an hour, something like that. But selling webinars, when people watch these, they get in the mindset of, I'm going to watch this webinar for some type of information. Chances are the information that is being put out is geared towards them selling something, and more specifically geared towards what it is that they're trying to sell you right then. Right? So as you're on these webinars and you're like, oh, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to learn this, you may find your credit card, right? You may find your wallet coming out of your pocket and actually being used. And the reason is webinars are for selling. And if anyone is good at a webinar, you're going to persuade people to sell or persuade people to buy. And those people who are buying are some of the same people who came to that webinar just to learn, right? And that's how webinars work. So if you're on someone else's webinar, you're not going to make any money, right? I've never went and attended someone else's webinar and then I got off the webinar and I made money. Like my bank account was fuller because I did that thing. And you're going to see that underlying thing with what actually doesn't make money. So the next thing is learning anything. Anything that you're going out there and you're learning is not going to make you any money no matter what it is that you're learning, right? And that may sound, again, counterintuitive, but let me break that down for you. So when we're reading books, right? So let's see, the books that I've got that came in on my last order of books, and I try to get new books every single month, or I do get books every single month, and I try to read them every single month, which doesn't always happen. But the newest book is Dan Kennedy's No BS Direct Marketing. The reason being, I'm in direct marketing, I'm in direct sales. Most of the media that I use is direct marketing. This is the second edition. I read the first edition, wanted to get up on the second edition in case he included anything. And another thing is, like, have you ever noticed when you read a book or watch a movie, you get something from it, and then when you do it again, you get something else, right? So I read a lot of the same books over and over again, and that's one of them. A new book that I haven't actually checked out that people have been telling me good things about, and it's been out for a long time, is Email Marketing by the Numbers. Really like this book. Been meaning to read it for a little while, but I've had some other books that I thought were really, really, really cool, so I picked those up first. I can read both of these books right now. I could sit down and read both of these books. Never going to make another dime off of it. I've actually just spent money, and I lost money by doing the book, right? By reading the material and trying to learn it. Not going to make any money. The next thing is training CDs or MP3s. If you see me in these videos and I'm like, oh, I'm listening to Tony, or hey, I'm watching Dan, or I'm listening to John Carlton, something like that, I'm usually stamping or labeling postcards. The reason being, listening to training or MP3s makes you $0. It doesn't. And the best time to listen to CDs and MP3s, in my opinion, is right before you go to sleep so that it gets in your subconscious. And when you're doing other things. So when I'm cooking or cleaning around the house, I have an MP3 or a CD or seminar or something on. Another thing is when you're driving around, turn your car into a university. That's the best time when you're doing some mundane thing, right? You're just driving to and from work if you still got a job. And now's the time to listen to those CDs. And it also protects you, right? Because when we go to work, or I remember when I had a job and I would go to work and I would have all these great ideas in my head, and I couldn't share what it was that was in my head, right? Because I'm thinking, I'm going to do all of this stuff online. I'm going to make all of this money. And the people who I was around at my job were good people. But if I would have said anything like that to them, they would have thought I was crazy. Up until I quit my job, most of them didn't know what it was that I was doing on the side. They had no idea that I run credit cards up trying to buy products and services, and had no idea that I was trying to start websites and doing all this crazy stuff, right? They had no idea. But if you talk to those people, or you have those people in your life, the thing is, you need to protect yourself from those people, because while they mean well, while it may be your mother, your sister, your dad, your brother, uncle, niece, nephew, anybody, they may mean well, right, by telling you not to get your hopes up, and don't, put all of your eggs in one basket with that thing or whatever it is, right? We need to listen to these CDs to build ourselves up, so that when people say that stupid stuff to us, we don't listen at all. It shouldn't even get in here. When people were telling me, making money online is not going to happen, right? I'm not going to make money online, right? I'm not going to make any money and all this other stuff. I didn't listen to them. One of the reasons why I didn't listen to them is because after I got done talking to those stupid people, I got inside of my car and I turned on a CD of Dan's, or I turned on a CD of John Carlton's, or I turned on something from Tony Robbins, or I turned on something, and I got all of that negative excuse-itis, all of that crap that those people were saying out of my head. People are going to spew garbage on you. The only way to protect yourself is inundate and isolate, right? I inundate myself with books and audio CDs, and I isolate myself from the stupid people. And that's not to say everybody in your life is stupid or anything like that, but the person telling you that you should get a job or you should go to college, and that's not what you really want to do deep in your heart, that's stupid, right? And you shouldn't listen to them, absolutely not, and you just shouldn't, right? So the way that I do that is with training CDs and MP3s. It's always putting good stuff up here. It's always constantly reprogramming, and that's how I do it. That's how I'm this focused, right? I didn't start out like this, but this is how I am now, and it's because I listen to CDs and MP3s. If you go through my cell phone right now and you go into the iTunes, all you're going to see are 99% of what you're going to see in there are audiobooks and actual DVD seminars, TV seminars, actual physical seminar, whatever it is, that's what's in my phone, and that's what gets played. Those audio tapes, those books, all that stuff gets played. I listen to music, but it's not like that. And someone will get the phone, so don't worry about that. So the next thing is Facebook groups, right? I see a lot of people going into these Facebook groups thinking that they're going to recruit a whole bunch of people. Most of those Facebook groups are for people just advertising. You're not going to get someone to recruit because those people in those groups are advertising. The next thing I want you to do is think about your favorite guru, right? One of mine is Dan Kennedy. Do I picture Dan Kennedy, right? And what by guru, I mean someone you want to emulate, right? Do I picture Dan Kennedy going in those groups and posting stuff, advertising or anything like that? No, right? Do I see Rich Sheffron? Do I see Matt Lloyd? Do I see Jonathan Budd? Do I see Dagan Smith? Do I see Phil Sane? There's a ton of gurus out there, but do I see any of them going into the Facebook groups? No. So when you see the guy who's posting in the Facebook groups, oh, I made it, $20,000 or $30,000 by going in these Facebook groups, I've got this Facebook strategy, don't listen to them, right? It's them trying to sell you something. Going in these Facebook groups, even if there's one guy who made $100,000, think about how many people went in there and wasted their time. And that's what you want to do. You want to spend your time on high percentage income producing activities, right? Going in Facebook groups, maybe it'll make you some money. Most likely it won't, right? And again, it's going to put you into this category of doing things and following the leader, and you don't know that these people are making any money, and they're not really leaders. It's just one person following another, following another, following another to their doom. If most people are not making money online and you do what most people are doing, you are not going to make money. It's a fact. It's not going to happen. And I want to jump over to YouTube because it's the same thing. You go on YouTube to do some training or do some learning, and you look up and you've watched 3 hours of a lady with cats, or cats jumping on people, or you've watched your favorite TV show that you didn't catch last week. That's what you do on YouTube. You go on there for one reason and you are thrown off. and 4 or 5 hours pass by, and then you message me or you message someone saying, you know, I was so busy today, I couldn't get what it was that I was supposed to do done. Bullshit. It was that you went and wasted your time. And I know this sounds harsh, but I really want you guys to get this because I really want you guys to make money. I get tired of getting the emails of people saying that they can't do what it is that they want to do because of this or because of that. It's all BS. It's not real. It's that you didn't focus. It's that you went on something and got distracted. Shiny ball syndrome, or you like squirrel or whatever it was, and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. The next thing is attending seminars. Attending seminars, great. I've been to plenty of seminars. I go to seminars on a regular basis. Awesome. What happens when you go to a seminar? You write all this stuff that's awesome in a book and you never read it, right? That's why I don't take notes personally. You can still take notes, but I don't. Because when I go to a seminar, I'm looking for one thing. And once I get that one thing, I'm there to fix something that I've already gone or I've already done. Think about it. When you go to a seminar, chances are you've already got a business going. You're not making money in it. You're going there to get something to build your business, but someone says a good idea and you just squirrel off on it, right? Great idea. I'm going to go back and I'm going to change everything. No! You go back there and you fix what was broken or what you need to optimize, and you get that up and running, and then you can go change everything and start a new business. You can do that. But when you go to a seminar, it's not to meet JV partners. It's not to do, like, all that stuff can happen, but in and of itself is not going to create any income whatsoever, right? The next thing is researching where to place ads. I go to the same places usually over and over again to place my ads, so I don't need to do this. But people will spend 7 weeks looking at where to place ads and not place one. I was researching this whole time. Researching is not going to increase your income at all whatsoever. Next thing is writing blog posts. Well, I was writing this blog post all day long. I get people who blog, right? And I don't have a blog up, but I'm going to get a blog up. Most of my blog will not be me writing it. It'll be someone else writing it and me posting it. I'm just being honest. That's what most blogs are. Most blogs are your favorite guru's blogs. He didn't write half that stuff that's on that blog. He got someone else to write it and he posted it. The reason being, blogging, for the instance of blogging and writing these blogs out, complete waste of time. How long does it take you to blog? A lot of times people are spending hours and hours and hours writing blogs and they never post them. They never get the blog done, or they spend 2 days writing a blog. No, go hire someone to write your blog. Hire a blogger to blog. Get somebody SEO, have them write SEO blogs. Don't you do it. It's a waste of time, right? If you can bang out blogs in 15 or 20 minutes, awesome. But if it takes you 2 or 3 hours, hire it out. Next thing is writing emails. Same thing as blogs. I get people who are like, oh, I'm writing my list today. It's taking me all day long. Why? I don't edit a lot of times when you see these YouTube videos, they're unedited, right? I mean, all the YouTube videos are unedited because it's not worth my time to edit them. Same thing with writing emails. I don't go through the emails and make sure everything's perfect. I can't spell that well. Sometimes there's misspellings. No one comes in, like, takes away my business because I got a misspelling in there. It's not going to happen. And the last thing is making videos. When you make these videos and you want to spend 20 minutes editing, spend that 20 minutes actually doing something else. So in the time that it takes you to make a video and edit it, you could have made a video and wrote an email, or you could have made a video and did a blog post. That's not going to help you. Now let's get to the money-making activities, or the things that are actually going to make you money, right? So the first one is doing webinars. Being the person putting on the webinar is going to make you money. Made tons of money from webinars. I did them all. Next thing is sending emails. Writing the emails, not going to make you any money. Doing the emails and sending them out, going to make you money, right? Next thing is placing ads. Go out there and actually place an ad. Don't research for 6 weeks. Go place an ad. If something bad happens or you don't make your money back or whatever it is, go place another ad. But spend a small amount of time researching and a bigger amount of time actually going out there and putting your money where your mouth is and placing those ads. It's the only way to advertise is to go out there and pay for the advertising. You can do that free traffic stuff, but if you'd like to have those $1,000 days, that $1,000+ days that I'm having right now, go place some ads. Next thing is following up with customers or clients. Notice I said customers and clients and not people who haven't bought with you. Stop following up and stop chasing your friends and family. Stop doing all this stuff that with people who haven't spent any money with you and probably are not going to spend any money with you. The next thing is posting blogs. Actually post them. The next thing is posting videos. Actually post them. Everything on this side of the board is implementation based. It requires you to go out there and do that. This side, not so much. And I hope you guys, if I was going too fast, just go back and watch the video, but implementation is a money-making activity. Thinking is not. So I hope that helped you out. Click the link below if you'd like to get started with me, and we'll talk soon.